tomorrow, guys. Before his big rally in Florida tonight, President Trump stopping at a Boeing plant in South Carolina yesterday. That's where they're making the new Dreamliner plane.
We want products made by our workers in our factories, stamped with those 4 magnificent words: made in the USA.
The president promising more new manufacturing jobs for the USA. And some here are saying that's a big reason why stocks are up and why consumer confidence and retail sales are up. Are they right? Hi, everybody. I'm Dagan McDowell in for Brenda Butner. This is Bulls and Bears. The Bulls and Bears this week: Gary B. Smith, Jonas Max Ferris, John Layfield, along with Hadley Heath Manning and Chuck Rocha. Welcome to everybody. Gary B., we know this. The Dow's up more than 4% since the inauguration. The best 30 days for any president since FDR in 45. Right, Gary B.?
Exactly, Dagan. Look, this is a president who has tapped in to what the majority of America wants and why they voted for him. Look, we have to remember, we're in this little media bubble, even here in Fox News. The vast majority of America does not read the New York Times. They don't read the Washington Post. They don't tune into the Academy Awards. They don't listen to what Meryl Streep has to say. They're working people trying to get by. They've seen this economic malaise, and now they voted for a president out there who says, you know what? I'm going to give you jobs. I'm going to protect your borders. I am looking out for you. Look, you can hate Donald Trump for all you're worth, but you have to admit he has the Americans' interest at heart. He wants America to be great. That's why you're seeing this enthusiasm. That's why the stock market's up. I think there's going to be more of the same.
And, John, you've had companies stepping up and saying, we are going to keep jobs here and create jobs. Many big-name companies, about 55,000 new jobs promised, more than $20 billion promised in investments. So that's real jobs, real money.
It is, and the perception is that you have a very business-friendly administration in the White House, and I believe that perception is reality. You look at what happened to the stock market from November 2014 to November 2016, it was essentially flat. The only thing that changed was President Trump was elected, and that perceived business-friendly administration, that is what is driving this stock market. You have to understand also manufacturing. When you talk about manufacturing and the jobs lost, there were 18.8 million jobs in 1980. There are about 12.2 million right now in manufacturing. You lost over a third of your jobs. But production, manufacturing ability has gone up by 150%. So we're producing a lot more with a lot fewer workers. The future is things like Boeing, is high tech. Look at what Elon Musk did with his Tesla factory, his Gigafactory. Jobs start at $25 an hour. He realized it was more to his advantage economically to build a high tech manufacturing in the United States. That's what you're going to see, I believe, under this administration and with a lower corporate tax rate. And that is really good for the economy.
Hadley, since the election day, $2.7 trillion has been added to the total stock market. That speaks volumes about what people expect from President Trump down the road.
Well, certainly markets are reflecting an optimism, specifically expectations that President Trump, along with the Republican Congress, will pursue pro-growth economic agenda. And this agenda applies to tax reform, health care reform, as we've already seen executive action on regulation. And so if we do put those policies into place, we can expect for the economy to grow, not just putting people back to work in good jobs, but wage growth across the board, and that's good for all American workers.
Chuck, it's even good for union workers. Dakota Access Pipeline, Keystone Pipeline, you're a union man. How can you not like that?
Well, you know what? When Barack Obama came into office, the stock market was about 8,000, and we left it was around 19. And a lot of Republicans don't give him any credit for that. But guess what? I will give him some of the credit for that. But I'll also, Gary B., listen up, I will give Donald Trump credit, too, because just like John said, it's a business-friendly environment. And when you talk about taking regulations off of business, which I think are bad for consumers, but guess what it's good for? It's good for business, so people start buying a lot more stock. So I will give Donald Trump credit. Gary B. says that I will go after him on everything, but I do give him credit on this, and I'll also give him credit when he's talking about Ford and Chevrolet and folks keeping jobs in America, because I think this is the biggest Achilles heel for Democrats. You need to understand that he's playing outside the box that we're used to playing in, and like Gary B. said, he's talking to those people who figured out that they think they've been forgotten about by their government.
And Jonas, you're seeing that confidence among businesses with the jobs that they're promising, but also among individuals with retail sales for last month coming in much better than expected.
First of all, it's the made in the USA. That's not a business-friendly thing to say. That is what union bosses say at rallies, okay? That is not, when you shame a company into putting their jobs here, that is not pro-business. That said, all the other stuff Trump's doing is pro-business, and that far exceeds this kind of showmanship that goes on, which is very positive for the workers because they're confident they're not going to lose their jobs, and that is good for the economy. But as far as the stock market, that is all about tax cuts and about spending that's going to happen, and that is going to boost stocks. And as far as what Gary said, I actually think a majority of people might start to hate a lot of the things Trump are doing. It doesn't mean the stock market's going to go down, because the very things those people who do watch the Academy Awards hate about Trump are still good for the stock market. You know, people who don't like the EPA head now, they have to admit that it's not going to hurt your stocks because that's going to mean less environmental regulation, which is good for earnings. So you might be confident in your 401k and not change your allocation away from stocks. You might still hate the policies and acknowledge it's good for earnings.
Gary B., I wanted to get you in on this, that just 2 days before President Trump visited that Boeing plant down in South Carolina, there were 74% of Boeing workers there that voted against unionizing, and that will also help create more jobs in the U.S. Boeing creates about a big picture, about 100,000 jobs that it helps in South Carolina.
Well, you know, a few thoughts. First of all, you know, union membership, as we've talked about a number of times on this show, has been going down. People see it no better than the OPEC cartel, which it is, holding prices high at the expense of jobs. So I see that trend continuing. And, you know, the Boeing vote was, I think, entirely reflective of that. Second, in regards to Chuck's comments, let's remember, Chuck is a political strategist. He knows where his bread is buttered. I saw Chuck's, the back of his car the other day, it said Trump 2020. So, look, I'm just putting that out there. Look, I think that Trump is doing good things. You know, whether... You know, all the stuff he do is practically good for the economy. I agree with Jonas. Some of it might not be. But the point is he has the right message out there, and that's what's resonating with people, that he's looking out for them.
And Chuck, even with the Boeing vote against the union, as you pointed out, Trump also appeals to that union worker across the middle of the United States.
That's why you see consumer confidence up. People in the middle class, people in the upper middle class, they've been making money off the stock market. They've been making money. As you can see behind me, I'm in Las Vegas. I'm trying to give back to the economy here like a lot of workers are. And when you're giving that money back and you're spending that money, you see the confidence go up. You see those companies make more money. And Gary's right. Donald Trump's the best thing that ever happened to political consultant. And I'm glad that he's there just for that very reason, because in 4 years, there's going to be what we would say in John's world, we're going to have a free-for-all and a melee. It's going to look like a big wrestling match on the Democratic side.
You've clearly been spending your money, Chuck, on a new jacket for us this morning.
That's my smoking jacket.
John, I'm going to give you the final word.
Look, I hate to disagree with Gary B., but Chuck Rocha is from East Texas. He doesn't have a car. He's got a big old truck with big mud tires that he uses to go catfishing with. Look, I think the administration has figured something out. Companies are hiding their money from the United States right now. You look at Apple, they have $216 billion in cash, but 93% of that is overseas. They're actually borrowing money to pay their dividend. If you figure out a way for these guys to repatriate that money's going to come back to the United States. That's really big for the economy.
Yeah.
And that means that President Trump and the Congress is going to have to walk the talk eventually, and you Texas boys know what that means.